I'm Deb from Deb's Design. I'm here to tell you today the real truth about decorating your home. I was listening to Mike TV and someone on there said that if you do not have a good layout, then decorating was pointless. And I'm here to tell you that is absolutely not the truth. I think most of us can take the homes that we live in, regardless of the layout, and decorate them and rearrange furniture and make it comfortable and functional. And I'm going to tell you how. I cleared the furniture out of my family room so I can show you the actual layout without decor. Okay, right over here, there's a little short hall that goes into a bedroom. Over here is a longer hall that goes to 3 bedrooms. Then behind me here is the entryway to the front door. And this opens then to the kitchen, which is cluttered with all the furniture and items that I've just put over there so I can show you what this room looks like without any decor. There's some on the walls. She said, if you have a poor layout, decorations don't matter. In this video, I'm going to show you, regardless of the layout, decorations make all the difference in the world. Of course, a good layout helps, but it doesn't matter. We sometimes have to live in places that we don't choose to live. This video is about making the home you live in today one that you can make your happy place and that you can find peace in. So this layout could be a hard layout. There's a TV on one wall, there's a fireplace on a wall, there's several openings to this room, and then the kitchen to the back. But you can make that work for you. I love open layouts because you can anchor an area. This could be an eating area. It doesn't have to be a family room. It could be the TV room. It could be a visiting room. It could be a lounge. It could be a library. It could be so many things, and it's up to you to decide what you want a room to be in your house. So with this empty room, I'm out of breath for moving the furniture. Okay, I'm going to show you. First, we need to decide what we want this room to do. What do we want to use it for? Do we want to just have a TV room? There's tile. There's a center part here that we decided we'd take up the carpet and tile the whole thing. They didn't have the same tile, so we just used something close. And you guessed it, we put a rug over that. Don't have to. But if we wanted to eat in here by the fire, we could use it for that. So you first decide what you want to use your space for, and then decorate accordingly. So for this area in my home, I want it to be a family room where I can watch the TV sometimes, but that TV is not my focal point. I'm hearing these words, hierarchy. Where did this come from? Are they talking about a focal point? I don't see why we have to change the names and everything in this day and age. What's wrong with focal point? This room, I'm having the fireplace be my focal point. That TV does not run my family. It does not institute what we do and we say. It is just a side part of this room. The focal point will be the fireplace and a place to gather and visit with my friends and family. So you watch what we do here. So I have the rug in, and that is a decorating piece, also an anchor. And I have it centered in front of the fireplace. Then I'm going to bring the first piece of furniture, will be the largest piece of furniture. When using a rug to anchor furniture, always have at least the front 2 legs on it. By this wall, we're going to create a little sitting area that while someone's over here visiting, the person can just sit here and read a book if they want. So we're going to put a little bookcase. Of course, if we're going to read, we need a light. So when you think about what your room is for, what you're using it for, everything makes more sense. In this video, I've shown you how to take a basic room and decorate it, as well as design it to be functional for you and your family. You saw what I did. I picked what I wanted the room to be for. If I had decided it was going to be used for a TV room, I would not have put the chair over here under the TV. Instead, I would have rearranged all the furniture so that it would have been balanced, but also all the furniture would have a view of the TV. But because I decided I wanted it to be a little sitting area where I could visit and the fireplace be the focal point, I didn't mind having that one chair with the back to the TV. So if I want to watch TV, I just want to sit in that chair. Same way without anyone else. There's plenty of places that we can gather over here this way to see the TV. But one of the things I wanted to point out to you, what a difference your decor can make, is this room is so much more inviting than when we first saw it today. And some of the things that I did was I added some soft elements so that everything wasn't hard. That we have the rug, the soft furniture, pillows, a blanket. I bring in that blue with the lamps and a throw. As you can see in my kitchen, it's also repeated in on my island. Not too much. A lot of beautiful textures and creamy colors, but I do love different shades of blue, and I have them in my home in different places. So you can use your color that way, but we used soft textiles to soften the hard part, the hard floor, and the feel of the things that we will touch. So focal point, scale, we had to decide, what size furniture and everything that would fit nicely in this room and what we were going to use the room for. Whenever you get ready to decorate, be sure as you get the basics down, then you can use some of the things that tell your story, some of your personal items. I have a statue of the Savior. I have an antique doorknob over here. This table has a tray on it. I can put the remote controls there. It's functional. There's drawers on the other side also that keep matches, candles, other things that I may need in this room. Just think about the function of your room and decorate accordingly, but be sure and add some personal items. I like to add things that belong to my parents. Here on the hearth, for example, are some old things that you use to repair shoes. Those belong to my dad. And this display of Crocs, underneath here is a little dresser that my grandpa made my mom when she was a little girl for her doll clothes. I love things like that in my home. And other things that I've found thrifting and antique finds but I especially like the things that have a story that I know the background for. But don't worry about the layout of your house. If it's not ideal, if it's not the best layout that you would have if you were starting from scratch, don't let it bother you. You can work around it and you can make your home your happy place. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.